Here's what I know. We are very bad as human beings in detecting social shifts. The reason I think I will buy the New York Jets is that's been a thing I've always been good at. And as I'm growing my business and learning where more money is in having that skill, you know, next time I won't be the first person that got Twitter. I'll call the person that builds the next Twitter and say, I want to be your 50% partner. And then that will then turn into buying the Jets next time. But we need to recognize that a lot of us are drawing lines in the sand. And let me tell you something. This technology movement is not waiting for anybody. It has no feelings. It doesn't care. I had a dinner the other day with a guy. 3 years ago, I gave a talk at the Javits Center to the newspaper industry and told them they were all going to be out of business. And I got booed off stage and had to leave. It's true. And it was really quite ugly. And it got testy. And I was trying to help them. I was trying to help them. And they didn't take it very well. And I got an email from a guy that was at that conference middle this year when it started becoming pretty interesting about what was going on with the newspaper industry. Major executive at one of the major newspapers in this country. And he said to me it wasn't fair. We had dinner. He's like, you know, Gary, it's just not fair. He goes, you know, I've worked 27 years, my ass off. And these next 3 years, I'm supposed to sit up there in the office, make up my couple $100,000 a year and play golf on Wednesdays and be off. That's what I bought into. It's not fair. And it was really compelling, right? Like the guy really worked stupid hard for 27 years. And you know, I can buy into the fact that, you know, I never like to hear not working hard. You know, if you know anything about me, I want a 24/7, 360. I must call this book 247, 365. I want everybody working. I mean, people are complaining and they're playing Madden football, you know? So I'm really into working hard, but you know, he kind of was selling me on it. I was like, you know, you worked 27 years. I was kind of believing it. Sat there for a little bit and, oh, check that out. I sat there for a little bit and I finally said to him, you know what? I'm like, nah, man, if you're in business, you sign up for things to change. Business is a game of change. This is a game. You know, business things change. That's the game. Business, that's what it is. The Holocaust wasn't fair. The people that had businesses in New Orleans with Katrina, that wasn't fair. You know, this is business. There's some guy that bought 5,000 horses the day before Henry Ford had a good idea. And guess what? He lost. And it wasn't fair, but it was what it was. And so that's the way it is. And so what I want people to recognize and what I'm passionate about is if you've ever taken a marketing class in your entire life, or if you've ever seen this stat, you will know that word of mouth in our society converts to a sale over 70% of the time. That if your friend or mother or somebody you trust tells you to go see Avatar, or to buy this new flavor of Cheerios, or to check out that new TV set, that if you can afford it, you will buy it 7 out of 10 times. That advertising, marketing, billboards, radio, all the stuff we know, the $1 trillion industry, $500 billion, well into the trillions now if you really look at it, converts at 12. Advertising in our society is broken. 12%, I mean, even baseball, you gotta hit the ball 3 out of 10 times to make the Hall of Fame. This is 1.2 times. It doesn't convert well. It's not working because we don't like to be sold to. We just don't. And that fascinates the living crap out of me. You know why? Because of Facebook and Twitter and many other things that are gonna be built on top of what really deserves the credit, which is the internet. These tools are gonna be built, and there's some smart whippersnapper in San Jose right now that's 13 that's gonna build the next one that dominates the world, are gonna continue to connect us in a way we've never believed we could be connected. I know what every single person from my graduating high school class is doing now because of Facebook. I didn't know 10 years ago what they were doing, but now I do. Whereas all purposes I should have lost more touch, I'm now more connected. Guys, that's a big deal. Everything you do is being documented. I tell everybody all the time, my favorite video I've ever done on my blog is legacy is greater than currency. Every decision I make is knowing that my great-grandkids are gonna know every move I make. See, it's transparency and authenticity, it's so great, but guess what? Everything's being documented. Cameras are everywhere, flip cams, everything, live to video now on phones. It's all on. Everything you do. See, there's pros and cons to technology. We've got a lot of cool stuff, but when our grandparents did dumb shit, it got lost in history. Just, it's gone. Everything you do wrong, it's gonna be known forever. And I think people really need to start focusing on making proper decisions. I think people are chasing cash way too much. You're welcome. Thank you. I needed one. I think that people are chasing cash too much. And I think that we have a platform now called the internet that allows us to build businesses without having a high financial risk, but has enormous sweat equity differentiator. It's how you're gonna beat the person. You gotta know your stuff. See, people always make me laugh. People always come up to me and like, you know, Gary, you push that whole hustle, you know, crush it, all that stuff 24/7, but I work smarter than you. I'm scaling it. I'm like, I work just as smart as you, and I work more than you. And that's why I'm gonna beat you.